Good evening, everyone. As I said earlier, I hope everybody had a chance to get out and enjoy the eclipse. Take a look at it. No? Yeah, not golf, eclipse. And be safe with it. But it's a beautiful day out there and beautiful evening. I'd like to call the City Council to order and do a roll call.
Alderperson Robinson.
Present.
Hertz.
Here.
Maynard. Swanson.
Here.
Parker.
Here.
Poulos.
Here.
Healy.
Here.
And Mayor Tomes.
Thank you very much. Can we raise for the stand for the Pledge of Allegiance to remain standing for a moment of silence? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. Officer, do you know if anybody signed up for the public comment there? You can look at that sheet and see if anybody signed up. Nope. Okay. Answers the question. We will then move on to item number 5. Oops, 6. Sorry about that.
Minutes from the March 25th, 2024 study session and City Council meeting.
Moved. Oh, go ahead.
Motion to approve the minutes as printed.
Second.
Move to second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Item 7.
7A, proclamation declaring April is Earth Month in the City of Rock Island. Whereas created in 1970, Earth Month is held annually in the month of April, with Earth Day held on April 22nd. And its mission is to bring environmental awareness and create consciousness around the issues that affect Mother Nature globally, and its mission includes inspiring the integration of sustainable practices into everyday activities and encouraging participation in improving the health of the Earth. And whereas during Earth Month each year, leaders and environmental activists from around the world join to create sustainable development and offer climate solutions in order to minimize our carbon footprint and prevent further harm to our planet's natural resources. And whereas the 2024 theme for Earth Day is Planets versus Plastics, which focuses on the commitment to end plastics for the sake of human and planetary health, demanding a 60% reduction in the production of all plastics by 2040. Whereas organizations, environmentalists, businesses, and individuals from around the globe are celebrating Earth Month, including the city of Rock Island, Illinois, to bring awareness and inspire others to become environmentally sensitive, not just during Earth Month and Earth Day, but each day of the year.
Now, therefore, I, Mike Tomes, Mayor of the City of Rock Island, do hereby proclaim the month of April 2024 as Earth Month in the City of Rock Island. I don't believe anybody's here to receive this, so we'll move on to the next.
B, proclamation declaring April 7th through the 13th, 2024 as National Library Week in the City of Rock Island. Whereas libraries offer the opportunity for everyone to connect with others, learn new skills, and pursue their passions, no matter where they are on life's journey. Whereas libraries have long served as trusted institutions, striving to ensure equitable access to information and services for all members of the community, regardless of race, ethnicity, creed, ability, sexual orientation, gender identity, or socioeconomic status. Whereas libraries adapt to the ever-changing needs of their communities, developing and expanding collections, programs, and services that are diverse as the populations they serve. And whereas libraries are accessible and inclusive places that promote a sense of local connection, advancing understanding, civic engagement, and shared community goals. Whereas libraries play a pivotal role in economic development by providing resources and support for job seekers, entrepreneurs, and small businesses, thus contributing to local prosperity and growth. Whereas libraries make choices that are good for the environment and make sense economically, creating thriving communities for a better tomorrow. Whereas libraries are treasured institutions that preserve our collective heritage and knowledge, safeguarding both physical and digital resources for present and future generations. Whereas libraries are an essential public good and fundamental institution in a democratic society, working to improve the society, protect the rights to education and literacy, and promote the free exchange of information and ideas for all. And whereas libraries, librarians, and library workers are joining supporters and advocates across the nation to celebrate National Library Week.
Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Mike Tomes, Mayor of the City of Rock Island, do hereby proclaim National Library Week, April 7th through the 13th, 2024, in the City of Rock Island. During this week, I encourage all residents to visit their library and celebrate the adventures and opportunities they unlock for us every day. Ready, set, library. National Library Week in the City of Rock Island. And Angela's here, and I'm sure she can add something to it.
All right. I've never had my own microphone. Awesome. And whereas we're really glad the eclipse is over because we handed out over 3,500 glasses in the last 2 weeks. So we should have added that to it. Yes, definitely want to invite everyone to come visit us at one of our locations. Check out our website at rockislandlibrary.org. We are so happy to serve the citizens of Rock Island. Thank you so much.
Get used to it. Get used to it. 4 more months.
Move over. Thank you.
I'll take 5 next time. Okay. We don't have anybody. C, proclamation declaring April 15th through the 19th, 2024 as National Work Zone Awareness Week in the City of Rock Island. Whereas highway and street construction work, as well as repairs to roadways, are often completed while the roadways are open to traffic, putting both motorists and workers at risk every day. And whereas public works, law enforcement, firefighters, EMTs, and other emergency personnel put themselves in harm's way on the roads each day during the performance of their duties. And whereas workers diligently continue to improve, rebuild, and maintain roadways so that motorists can safely and efficiently travel. And whereas accidents can be prevented by setting aside distractions, using extra caution, reducing speeds, and giving work zones your undivided attention while motoring. And whereas the City of Rock Island is dedicated to ensuring the safety of workers, motorists, passengers, bicyclists, and pedestrians while in these work zones. And whereas the City of Rock Island reminds motorists the importance of always maintaining safe and smart driving habits during the construction season and while operating a motor vehicle. Whereas the City of Rock Island also reminds motorists that hands-on use of cell phones, as well as sending, reading, or composing electronic messages while driving is unsafe for everyone, and the motorist should slow down and change lanes if possible. When approaching an emergency construction or maintenance vehicle that is stationary and or displaying flashing lights.
Now, therefore, I, Mike Tomes, Mayor of the City of Rock Island, hereby proclaim April 15th through April 19th, 2024 as National Work Zone Awareness Week in the City of Rock Island. And unfortunately, nobody could be here for that either. Okay, item 8, update Rock Island. Got a couple items. Library again. Library's got something every week, every time on it. A lot of activity there. Celebrate National Library Week at the Rock Island Public Library. National Library Week is this week, April 7th to the 13th. Stop by any of the 3 Rock Island Library branches, downtown, Watts Midtown, or Southwest Branch, to take advantage of special programs like bird watching, attend a lecture on Civil War history by the Rock Island Arsenal historian, learn crafts, or watch a free movie like The Color Purple, and much more. No matter where you find yourself in life, the Rock Island Library offers resources and support to learn through books and events. More information about these and other library services and events, visit library's website at www.rockisland.org. www.rockislandlibrary.org, or you can call 309-732-READ. Are you ready for spring cleaning or shopping? The annual Parks and Recreation Spring Community Garage Sale and Vendor Fair will be held Saturday, April 27th at Longview Park from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Visitors will have more than 70 booths to shop from, with everything from baked goods and handmade items to secondhand goods. Anyone interested in being a vendor is asked to register by calling 309-732-7275. Are you looking for a great career that also serves and protects the community? The Rock Island Police Department is seeking to hire the next generation of police officers to serve our great community. If you are looking for the type of career where you can make a difference for those around you, apply today at rigov.org. Thank you very much. Item number 9.
Consent agenda items A through G.
Motion to approve consent agenda items A through G.
Second. Moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Hurt.
Aye.
And Swanson.
Aye.
I'm sorry, my thing is off. Robinson.
Aye.
Hurt.
Aye.
And Swanson.
Aye.
The agenda's not.
We're at it again.
Yes, we are.
Get
I-
used to the new software, guys.
Item number 10.
Okay, purchases A and B. Report from the Public Works Department regarding payment to Valley Construction of Rock Island, Illinois, in the amount of $31,300 for emergency repair of the municipal services garage. And B, report from the Public Works Department regarding payment to McClintock Trucking and Excavating of Silvis in the amount of $45,328.93 for water service and sewer lateral repairs.
Move to allow claims A and B.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion?
Due to the nature of my employment, I need to recuse myself from this vote.
Roll call, please.
Alderperson Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hurt.
Aye.
And Swanson.
Aye.
Item 11A.
Report from the Community and Economic Development Department regarding the 2024 Andalusia Road farm lease.
Motion to approve the lease agreement and authorize the city manager to execute the contract documents.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hurt.
Aye.
And Swanson.
Aye.
11B.
Report from the Community and Economic Development Department regarding the 2024 Big Island farm lease.
Motion to approve the lease agreement and authorize the city manager to execute the contract documents.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hurt.
Aye.
And Swanson.
Aye.
Item 11C.
Report from the Community and Economic Development Department regarding lease agreements for the DeSoto Arts Building at 2324 3rd Avenue.
Move to approve the 2 lease agreement amendments extending the lease term to December 31st, 2024, and direct the city manager to execute said amendments.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hurt.
Aye.
And Swanson.
Aye.
Item 11D.
Report from the Public Works Department requesting approval to award a lease agreement in the amount of $850 per month for the Centennial Bridge office to the Rock Island Downtown Alliance.
Motion to approve the draft lease agreement and authorize city manager to execute the documents.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hurt.
Aye.
And Swanson.
Aye.
12A.
An ordinance regarding establishing the Street Improvement Utility and Street Improvement Fund, second reading.
Motion to pass the ordinance.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
No.
Hurt.
Aye.
And Swanson.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 12B.
An ordinance regarding the sale of city-owned property located at 1322 4th Avenue to Nest Cafe, second reading.
Motion to pass the ordinance.
Second.
Moved to second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
And Swanson.
Aye.
Item 11C.
An ordinance regarding amendments to the sign ordinance, second reading.
Move to pass the ordinance.
Second.
Moved to second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
And Swanson.
Aye.
Item 12D.
Special ordinance regarding a request from Paul Hedgecock, 2038 36th Street, to install a handicap parking space in front of his home. Second reading.
Motion to pass the ordinance. Second.
Moved to second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
And Swanson.
Aye.
Item 12E.
Special ordinance regarding a request from Carrie Crampton, 2954 12th Street, to remove the handicap parking space in front of her home. Second reading.
Motion to pass the ordinance.
Second.
Moved to second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
And Swanson.
Aye.
Item 12F.
Special ordinance regarding a request from Dennis Jacks, 1505 21st Avenue, to install a handicap parking space across the street from his home. Second reading.
Motion to pass the ordinance.
Second.
Moved to second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
And Swanson.
Aye.
Item 12G.
Special ordinance regarding a request from Jen Reynolds to ban parking on the west side of Knoll Court south of Valley Drive. Second reading.
Move to pass the ordinance.
Second.
Moved to second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
And Swanson.
Aye.
Item 13A.
Report from the Parks and Recreation Department and the City Clerk's Office regarding a highway resolution for the closure of First Avenue between 17th Street and 20th Street on July 3rd from 10 a.m. to 11:59 p.m., along with the rain date of July 4th, 2024, for the annual Red, White, and Boom fireworks display and concert at Schwiebert Riverfront Park.
Move to adopt the resolution.
Second.
Moved to second. Any discussion? Besides, I can't believe we're talking about July 4th already. Roll call.
Alderperson Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
And Swanson.
Aye.
Item 14A.
Report from the Finance Department regarding a budget adjustment to the Illinois DCFS Fund 905 in the amount of $21,577.
Move to approve the budget adjustment as recommended.
Second.
Moved to second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
And Swanson.
Aye.
Item 15A.
Report from the Traffic and Engineering Committee regarding a request from Sue and J. Pienta, 2116 24th Street, to install speed humps on 24th Street between 21st and 22nd Avenues. First reading.
Motion to deny the request. Second.
Moved to second. Any discussion?
I would like to state that is an ambulance route.
It's a
And I
what?
sure would not, that 24th Street, south of 18th Avenue is an ambulance route coming in from Moline, and putting a speed bump there would be disadvantageous to the patients.
Really disadvantageous. So I know I fielded calls today as well, even though it wasn't my ward, but got some people that were not happy.
So do we have access to, and I mean to interrupt, but access to like, I know we have like some emergency routes. Do we have those like declared within the city? So when this comes up, we can have that kind of identified?
I'm looking at the fire chief. All we have is snow routes for public works.
Okay.
Yeah, the two main entrances of the hospital will be 17th Street and 24th Street. And it's not just our community. It will be half of Moline, Davenport. There's multiple agencies that are going to be coming into Rock Island.
And I think my biggest struggle with it, you're going to put a speed hump across 4 lanes of traffic. And to me, that's that's not advantageous to anybody.
Could we kind of define that, right? When we put this together, that was supposed to be residential, not kind of more of our main thoroughfares.
Yeah, I think that was the intent, was more residential areas. The ordinance or the policy says 300 traffic count up to a maximum of 5,000.
Right.
And most of our north-south corridors, 18 or 17, 24, 30th, are pushing that 5,000 number or above the 5,000. So yeah, this would exceed the traffic count numbers that we would be looking to install these at.
We'd also want to take into consideration with Rock Island High School also, so we'll avoid that area to respond to the hospital during peak times. So 24th Street becomes more advantageous for us to use.
I mean, I have no issues with it. I'm just asking questions right now.
Yeah. Is it in writing or not? How specific?
Just because we won't have this again with another street.
And I have spoke with Pienta, who made the request last week. We had a great conversation. She understands the reasoning for the denial. She just wished that it was approved.
So they just have some concerns with speed then.
With speed, yeah. They live right on 24th Street, so they.
Oh yeah.
Roll call, please. Would you have something? I'm sorry, Dylan.
But yeah, sure. I was just going to add speed humps, not bumps, are one solution. But in addition, are those devices that show you how fast you're driving, right? Yeah. We have 1, 2 mobile ones.
We have 3, and we actually have 2 that are going to be set up. I've kind of set up they're going to be at school zones. Primarily, we're looking at 9th Street between Edison and Earl Hansen.
Earl Hansen.
And I had to think about that. And then the other one was at Eugene Field over on 31st Avenue. So I know that it's just a matter, from what I understand, IT has them. They've got them set. These are not the same ones that the other 3 that are mobile we use whenever we get a request for speeding is a problem. So we put these in place where they actually send that information. We can log into them and see it live and everything else, and it records it. These just display the information like you see in other school areas in the other quad cities. So we're trying to move that way also. So we bought 2 of those. But I guess they're a little bit larger, need a little bit more robust setup. So I think IT is working with Public Works on a poll to put those in place, and we hope to have them up soon.
Very good.
That was going to be my question, if we could look into permanent devices in some of our problem areas.
I think that's a great way to go. Again, it's just cost. Every year we budget for them. So we bought 2 last year. I believe we have money for it this year also. So we'll buy 2 more. I wanted to focus on the schools primarily first, and then from there we can move out. But we still have the ones that are mobile that we move around as needed.
Thank you.
Chief, can I ask how much what's the cost for those devices?
I believe the 2 we just bought were a little over 5,000.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Roll call, please.
Alderperson Parker.
The motion is to deny the request.
Correct.
Aye.
Poulos.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
And Swanson.
Aye.
Item 15B.
Report from the Traffic Engineering Committee regarding request from Virgil Mayberry, 559 22nd Avenue, to install speed bumps on 22nd Avenue between 5th and 9th Streets. First reading.
Are these humps or bumps?
The agenda reads bumps, so I would defer to Bartels. I'm sorry I didn't do the agenda.
I mean, to be technical, they're really speed tables to confuse everyone more.
Way to go.
But, I mean, just for you can call them humps.
You're right.
Should never ask.
Yeah, we're operating under speed tables because that's really what FHWA, Federal Highway, uses. So yeah, they're speed tables.
Okay, motion to approve the request and consider the ordinance.
Second.
Move to second. Any discussion?
I would actually say when you read this, I would say Mr. Mayberry went above and beyond in getting signatures for this. I mean, in talking, I think there's right near 100. So I think he definitely did his due diligence and showed that this is needed in the area. And this is kind of a standard for, I think, how it should look forward going. So Good job.
I mean, I know his neighborhood. Like you said, there's no sidewalk, so it is very dangerous, and it's a long stretch. So, with cars parked on both sides, cars flying through there, it's just a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, that's been a problem for quite a while now. So
That's the way I put it. You have something, Dylan?
I was just going to congratulate. I mean, I should probably wait until the second reading, but I know you've been working at getting this done since you were sitting up here on this body. So congrats.
Roll call.
Alderperson Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
aye.
And Swanson.
Aye.
Item 16A.
Report from the mayor's office regarding a reappointment to the Fire and Police Commissioners Board.
Move to. Go ahead, Bill.
No, after you, sir.
Move to approve the reappointment as recommended.
Second.
Move to second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
And Swanson.
Aye.
Item 17A.
Report from the City Clerk's Office regarding a request from Augustana College Office of Student Life and Leadership to use sound amplification on Saturday, May 11th, 2024 from 3 to 11 p.m. at Lindbergh Stadium, 520 38th Street as part of the annual Slew Fest.
Well, I would move to approve the request as recommended.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
And Swanson.
Aye.
Item 17A.
B.
B, excuse me.
Report from the City Clerk's Office regarding requests from Othea Stevenson of Shiloh, Illinois to use sound amplification and close off the streets between 11th and 12th Streets at 11th Avenue on Saturday, May 5th, 2024 from 1 to 4 p.m. for a children's event on gun violence.
Move to approve the request as recommended.
Second.
Move to second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
And Swanson.
Aye.
Item 18A.
Rock Island Regional Port District, the mayor will close a regular meeting in order to convene the Rock Island Regional Port District meeting. After the conclusion of the Rock Island Regional Port District meeting, the mayor will close the meeting and reconvene the regular city council meeting.
Move to close the regular city council meeting and convene the Rock Island Regional Port District meeting.
Second.
Move to second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're now in the exit the regular meeting in the Port District meeting. Actually, Tom, I don't know if you want to give any, is there any updates?
Do we have to take roll? Do we
Nope.
figure that?
It's a
We
voice
figured
vote.
that out? Good.
Yes.
Thank you.
Here, I'll step in from my colleague here. We do have one positive thing to report. Working together, Mr. Flaherty and I teamed up with Bi-State to submit a grant application. The grant would fund a plan for the port. So this would lay out how the Port Authority should function, what sorts of initiatives it should have, how we should prioritize different infrastructure investments and other things. We're going to kind of cross our fingers and hope that we get that grant with Bi-State's help, and then can kind of move on to some of the next phases of planning for the future of this important economic development tool. So anyway, we'll keep the council up to date, and when we hear back about that, we will let everyone know.
What's the potential dollar amount?
Say again.
Potential dollar amount.
So the grant application amount is just shy of $500,000. There's a 20% match that we will need to throw in there, and we've discussed with the city manager the feasibility of doing that. Keep in mind that laying out a planning document like this is really essential to pursuing other funding sources down the road. So if we need to do significant streetscaping improvements down there for mobility of trucks in and out of the port area, predominantly in the Sunset Business Park area, or if we want to partner with the private sector to do like an intermodal facility near one of the barge terminals, we need to be able to have a plan ready to submit with that grant application to the DOT or whatever. So the plan really is worth the cost.
So, just quick question: with this grant, is it possible to use that for dredging and other things at the marina?
No, not at this time. So this grant is purely for the creation of a plan. The primary costs associated with this planning process are doing a collection of different assessments of the area, where different technical specialists would be brought in to do kind of an in-depth data-driven analysis of both the barge terminals, the infrastructure connecting to the barge terminals. This could extend throughout the whole of the city, mind you, because of course the Port District and the city are coterminous geographies. Grants later on, that plan having been created and laid out what priorities we have, could be for things of that sort. Of course, there's some interest in seeing if dredging at the marina, but also around the barge terminals themselves, is something we could secure funding for down the road. So it could have wide-ranging effects.
We've been told that at this point, in most cases, the dredging is not an acceptable one to apply for. You cannot. You can use it for transit docks. You can use it for maybe electrical wiring upgrades. You can use it for equipment to buy roads, but dredging is exempt, unfortunately, with the Port District, because there's also some dredging needed. Believe it or not, right outside where Alter is leasing, the city owns there out in the seawall. Dredging needs to be done there, and unfortunately, that's not one you can apply for.
But it's something important to note about that, Mayor, and we've talked about this quite extensively, is partnership with the private sector. So there might be things that the public sector can leverage through the Port District to make improvements, and then a private sector partner or collection of partners could come in and do things, just as an example, like dredging when the port itself cannot. So there's a lot of opportunity here. And again, part of the planning process is to decide exactly what the nature of the port should be organizationally, and how to engage some of those private sector partners to leverage as much as possible all of the different resources, public and private, that can be brought to bear.
Correct. And I can't remember, I don't know if you mentioned, but once again, even those private investments or whatever, private requests and everything else come through the city. Those would be requested. So grant applications for a new crane at Alter Company for them to use strictly, that grant request would still be the city's request on behalf of the private business. And so that still comes through the city. But that's what Miles had talked about. And then in exchange, they didn't have to make that investment. So could they make the investment in dredging instead? And that's where the partnership becomes viable.
So the good news here is, though, it seems like not too much is going on now with the port. We're starting to kind of get the ball rolling, and hopefully in the months to come we can start to get a better handle on exactly what it'll look like. And I do want to compliment my colleague beside me here for his work in kind of corralling some of these issues. The port feels at times like a bit of a nebulous thing. What does it mean that we are one or have one? And Tom has been doing an excellent job of kind of pulling all of these threads together and pulling us into the future with the port.
Is this grant? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Tom.
I wanted to add that this the work that's gone into developing this grant request is really more of a planning opportunity than economic development, and that's why this tandem has worked so well. This was right in Miles' wheelhouse, and I think we put together a very good grant application. At the same time we've been doing this, I have been down in the industrial park all over Sunset. I've visited with well over half of the businesses down there. We know who has expansion plans. We know who's having a little bit of trouble right now. And so when this plan comes into fruition, those are the kind of relationships that we'll be utilizing.
Mr. Parker, do you have something?
Is this grant from the Illinois DOT? Who's funding the grant that we're applying for?
This is a federal grant to...
No, it's state.
Yeah, it's administered through the state.
It's state. And is it the DNR?
Or the DNR. It's
federal money. We don't know.
I think it's DOT.
Yeah.
I think it's DOT.
By state's putting it together. So.
Yeah.
We've been talking about a lot of different grant opportunities, so to be honest with you, they're blurring
It's
together
okay.
a
I just
little
hope
bit.
that we know to whom we are asking for money.
Yes.
Right? That seems to be an important detail that we should have figured out.
Yes.
Are we enlisting our lobbyist in this endeavor?
Yes.
Okay.
Fortunately, this specific one is not what they call competitive grant. Now, it's not just a slam dunk, you got it, but it's not a competitive, and they're at this point currently he has enough funds in there to be able to do this.
And I just want to clarify, I just looked it up. It is the Illinois Department of Transportation.
Okay, any other discussion? Can we have a motion to exit the Rock Island Regional Port Authority? Is there a motion to exit?
The Rock Island Regional Port Authority meeting and reconvene at the regular council meeting.
Second.
Move to second. Any discussion on that? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Item 19, other business, new business.
Thank you for those who helped me this weekend with the barricades. I know I was calling some of you Saturday morning, a little panicked, but everything went well. The Easter egg hunt was outstanding. I don't know how many kids, but it was a lot. They had a lot of eggs out there, so wonderful event. Thank you.
Great.
I've seen some of these warning signs near some of the schools that let people know that you have traffic coming out. And what I was thinking about was, is it possible for us to do the same thing for our fire station on 30th Street? People are just coming around that corner there, and if we could look into something like that, at least to have a warning for the. I know some of the other cities do it. They have the warning signs that BRTs are exiting.
Just trying to. 30th Street does have some signs that they're approaching a fire station. It just seems that that specific location we have had a consistent problem with traffic. We have worked with traffic engineering. There are some limitations due to the location being near 18th Avenue and 30th Street. So we're trying to develop some different solutions to that problem. And it's specific to that fire station.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything else people would like to bring up?
Mayor,
Discuss.
if possible, I'd like to discuss what we chatted about earlier this afternoon on the phone with Miles and yourself. Miles, could we have a recap? This is the annual action plan that we are putting forth? Is that my understanding correct?
So just for clarity of the council members, I was intending to send out an email probably tomorrow morning summarizing all of these matters. I also need to contact other parties about this as we have discussed it, and I want to make sure that they have ample notice of it as well. We have not had that opportunity to let them know kind of the status of things and where they stand now.
All right, that is unfortunate timing. I wish that we could speak a little more openly about it, but if you haven't had those conversations yet, then we ought not.
With the indulgence of the council, I would like to show the courtesy to those other parties about kind of where things stand and make sure they have the full information before a public discussion is had.
Okay.
We will. It won't be discussed until the last week in May for a vote. So there'll be 2 other meetings between now and then that can be discussed. That will be informed.
Correct. I would just prefer to show them the courtesy of not discussing it tonight until they receive that email with the same information.
Okay.
I'm happy to answer any questions individually with council members if you feel a need to follow up with that, though. So
I think it needs to be discussed publicly as a group, not just individual phone calls and emails. That was my point of trying to bring it up this evening, but I understand your point, and we should be respectful to our partners. So that's fine. We can talk about it at the next council meeting.
Okay. Item number 20 has been pulled from the agenda. I forgot to mention that. Item 20, closed session, has been pulled from the agenda and not happening. So then I'd like to have a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Move to second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Everybody can turn off their microphones.